What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. Let's start with the TradingView account. So in the last week or so, I actually posted, probably like 10 plus. I'm not going to take the time to go over this, but just going to leave this here, take a screenshot, follow me up on here. Um, Now going into the charts, I've got a few pairs that I want to go over. I'm not going to go over as many, but just keeping it simple and basic. Starting off with AU. I'm just waiting to see, once again, I'm still looking for long-term buys. I'm just waiting to see how price kind of reacts along this daily support level. This says ideally looking for trend continuation trade from last week. We'll be waiting to see if price respects daily support level or breaks through and continues overall bearish momentum, waiting for price action confirmations on the lower time frame within blue zone. So if we take a look at the monthly, right? The monthly candle isn't closing yet, but just the overall monthly sentiment has been, completely bearish. You can see last month in January, we literally moved like 300 pips on AU. That's kind of unheard of. On a weekly, we've had this nice little, doji candle, whatever you want to call it, on the daily time frame. You can see, we had 3 candles to the upside. Now it seems like we're having a slight retracement. I'm not going to use a Fibonacci tool. Like I said, I want to keep this kind of short because I want people to do a little bit more, homework by themselves. So I'm giving you guys trade ideas. Whether you take it is all up to you. Plus, who's to say that this may go in the wrong direction? Last week, once again, provided over 1,500 pips. I myself freshly caught maybe like shy of 1,000 or so. But I had that day where I caught 700 pips and then, left a couple runners. And before that, we had caught a couple hundred pips. So it is what it is. You take what the market gives you. Now, once again, my trading has gotten better because I like trading out of these little blue zones. Everyone's different. So, as I'm looking for a similar situation with AU on NZD USD, I'm just looking and waiting for price to react within this blue zone. It's on a daily time frame, 4-hour time frame. You can see, I'm just probably this wick over here will probably get stop punted at this wick. To the downside and then continue all the way up just for some institutional levels. Now, GBP, AUD, I'll delete this because we were looking for short-term sells. I will delete all of these from last week. This was our 4-hour trend line. Now, without me even, going into a weekly time frame before I even show you this, I'm just going to draw this is the range that we were in last week, about 250 pips on a weekly time frame. You can see that on Monday we moved up, Tuesday slight retracement, then we moved all the way up again. We were coming down, I think Wednesday, Thursday, this was Thursday, and then Friday we had this nice move. Now before we had this nice move, we can see that this 192, 250 level had never been broken. You can count how many times you have rejections, 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually never considered this level. And I never went back to my charts because I was already comfortable and content with the profits and sticking to my trading plan and not allowing myself to overtrade, right? Now, ideally what I'm looking for, I'm not sure what's going on with the news this week. Sorry, I didn't have this set up real quick, but I'm not sure, like I said, what's going on with the news this week. So let's take a look at that. And I'm not always the fundamental guy. All right. So on Tuesday, we got some, average earnings index coming out, blah, 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 some Euro news. Then Wednesday, we got some CPI. I apologize. I'm at my mom's house and we have a bird. So, this bird's been in the family for like 15 years. His name's Polly. He's actually a blue crown Connor and he's cool as fuck. And when we were younger, he actually used to say my name. But moving along, you can see we got a lot going on. I don't necessarily trade news. I've realized over the course of the last few months, my trading seems to be done almost always by Wednesday. And then I always will go back looking for more trades and forcing myself to trade there's no reason, there's no need to fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I tell people, don't rush your process. Just be happy with it, content with it. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, because like when it finally clicks for you, it's gonna fucking click and fire on all cylinders, and then you will thank yourself later for not rushing your process, right? Moving on back to the charts. If I see one or two things happening, I see price, flirting and coming back. I'm just drawing this trend line, extending it a little bit. One, I see price either coming back and bouncing off of this trend line. Once again, I just wanted to trade out of this level. But right now we're at a nice little, and the zone has already been marked. This trend line right here, by the way, is a daily, weekly. I think it's a weekly trend line. Where we at? Right here, yeah. So this is a weekly trend line right here, right? So, bong, that's a weekly trend line. This one right here was more of a daily 4-hour trend line. So this trend line is more respected than the other trend line. So, like I was saying, moving on. One or two things can happen. GBP pairs are exotic. You can see that this looks like a W formation happening. So, like, you still will have continued bias to the upside. I do not know if we're going to have a small retracement. Like I said, just a small cheat code for future reference. Price tends to like to go to a higher day, previous higher day, previous lower day, previous weekly higher, weekly low before continuing this trend of making a different move. So, do your own back testing. That's just stuff that I figured out along my trading journey. So one of two things can happen. Price could work all the way up to the upside. We could probably even come all the way up here to this 146, 500, 564, 600 level, or work all the way back down to, goddamn, even 133, 193, and then continue up. So once again, I'm actually not going to. I want to put my foot in my mouth, so I'll go over that and I'll promise myself I'll do another like webinar or something like that. But like, we're gonna stay away from GBP. We're just gonna give it a day to set up. I'll move this over, because like if we do not break past this level to the upside over here, then like we will be coming back down. But like I said, we're just gonna leave these GBP pairs alone. The US oil, everyone and their mom has been, waiting for US oil buys literally for fucking months now. A lot of us haven't been caught up, buying it and then getting stopped myself. I actually tried to buy US oil when it was like still like all the way back up in this 55. Literally, I remember buying it, being up like, pips right here, and then fucking, trying to take another buy and then just fucking getting caught up and stopped in this zone. Then I just leave the oil alone. Saw the oil came all the way back down here. Was actually up in oil buys or whatever, got stopped out, never took any profits because I was asleep. So it is what it is. You can't win them all. So I myself, I'm still looking for re-entries. Once again, price may dip all the way back down here to like one of these levels. Right. So we'll call it like this. That's kind of optimistic. So, I will draw my little bubble and zone. But if we look to the left real quick, we can see kind of why price stopped off. The last time price has broken this level has been February 5th, right? So I do expect a little bit slight retracement on US oil before continuing. Or, if price continues all the way up, I'll put a fucking buy stop somewhere around here. Then I'll look for like a small intraday trade, like 70, 80 pips. US oil is volatile, just like gold. So like if you can be content with, taking partials or, what I'm saying, like, getting in and out, like you'll be fine. I'm not even going to be trading that heavy this week because I got other shit I'm trying to accomplish. And not only that, like I really did have like a good week. I'm pretty pissed. I missed a couple of my crypto trades this weekend. I definitely would have like been Gucci. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Euro NZD. The way that I'm seeing this, right? I'm not necessarily gonna. I am gonna change my bias. I'm gonna change my bias, and I think that fucking Euro NZD is probably gonna drop down to one of these levels down here. you know, we'll call it, I'm gonna draw a little zone, right? So we'll draw like a little, this looks like it's like a 30 pip zone or something like that, right? It's a little 4-hour 30 pip zone. Price could do two things from here. Where's it at? And I'm on my sister's laptop, so this is pretty awkward for me. Price could come back up, you know, retest that level and come back down, you know, and continue down like that. Oops, yeah, continue down like that. Or we can, you know, go up, something like that, right? Um, Once again, we're just now at this nice structure level. We're awaiting price action confirmation. So it is up to you. Once again, as the people that are, you know, looking at this to try to figure out what it is that you want to do and what direction you want to take. Once again, yeah, we still have room to the downside. Look at this big ass candle. So like we still have probably room to the downside. I am gonna call it that. I'm just gonna wait. You know, hopefully price doesn't wick all the way back up here to this, you know, 90 1.69 level. But, you know, like I said, you draw your little areas what you want and what you want to wait for. Go down to the smaller time frames. You know, I'll actually move this over a little bit. I can see on the smaller time frame right over here just a little bit. Like I do have like, you know, some indecision. We just keep having a lot of rejections. You know, this was in the course of, these are 4-hour candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is at 24. So in the span of 24 hours, you know, we haven't been able, in one day we haven't been able to break past that. So like I said, price likes to continue to a previous high of day. So that's what happened, right? So this was, I don't know what day this was, but you know, this is the 12th, this is the 13th, right? So on the 12th, the not the high of the day, but you know, one of the highs of the day happened to be this 1.68710 level. You know what happened? Price failed to break past this, and we just have like caught in this retracement down. On a 1 hour, you probably have like a nice clean candle breakthrough, right? So this 1 hour candle closes, you know, indecision, but right on it, and then coming back down. So you may have a retracement back up, and then, you know, another short position to the downside, at least to the zone. But once again, you just gotta wait. The reason I'm not as confident as last week, the reason I'm not as confident as last week is simply because you see, every week is not going to be a good week, right? So I'm not going to force any trades. I'm not going to tell you guys that, you know, I'm not even going to tell myself. I'm not doing this for anyone's approval. I'm actually doing this educational wise and stuff. But, you know, I'm keeping most of my sauce to myself, just trying to help people along the way and along the journey. But, you know, once again, just understanding, you know, how I have these levels marked. So, like, if you want to, you know, you can mark up your charts very similar. You can mark them up differently. I don't have any trend lines on this. If I want to, I can draw a trend line right here, just making sure that, like, you know, I'll wait for a break of this trend line for confirmations, and then I'll enter a sell position. But, you know, I think the euro overall has been weak, but I am looking for euro strength. And, like, let me go to my, as I'm speaking about, you know, euro weakness for a second, I am looking at euro strength. And, like, this is why I think GBP is going to fall a little bit. So I know that I was speaking about waiting for confirmations, and I still am going to wait for confirmations. But just speaking about GBP real quick, and I apologize for not, you know, recording this video last week. If we look at Euro GBP from an overall perspective, we are in a beautiful demand zone, right? So just doing this real quick, the last time, and I extended it way too much, but whatever. That's like 25 pips. That's cool with me. This zone has been respected since 2016. That's fucking 4 years, right? So July, December 2016, April 2017, you know, December of last year, you know. So like right now, a lot of people, and not just myself, are looking to see if price will react the way that, as technically speaking, that the way it's looking like. I don't know if this was Friday. So like Friday we closed as a beautiful inverted hammer. What? And like I said, we were looking at this position from last week. So like I'm doing nothing with changing this, like I said, I'm not going to change my bias. I'm still going to, be looking to that to the upside. What I'll do is I'll move this down a little bit. So like, price is probably going to retrace a little bit. And then we will re-enter. This is a, nice little 4.5 to 1 risk reward. And price actually has momentum to go all the way up there to the upside. So like, we'll do that. Another thing, GBP USD. You can see that we've reached this level right here of, it's reaching this descending trend line. So once again, I know that last week we were in here for buys to the upside for like 150 pips. Now the price has reached 3 levels of interest to me, right? So like one, I'll delete this so not everyone, gets confused. I can still go back and check my my chart, but like right here we got 2 things, right? So one, price is in the descending triangle. If you want to look at it like this right here, this descending line, and then this little, daily support resistance, doesn't even matter, this market structure level. And then price is also within my zone. So if you count like another bounce as 1, 2, this could be like a potential 3rd bounce off of the zone. But once again, just waiting for price action confirmation. So I am looking for GU sells. And that's kind of contradictory for me, at least for what I'm looking at and what I see on US 30. Because US 30, I actually did see this dropping. But now, like, I don't know what's going on with the office. Like, since Trump's been in office, literally, what is it? Like, let's look at it from a monthly standpoint. Like, the dollar has been doing so well. I think Trump got like, this was when we found out Trump got elected or some shit like that. And I'm not capping. Like, hold on. Hey Siri, when was Trump inaugurated? Facts, bro. November 8th, 2016. He was inaugurated on the 20th of 2017, right? So you need to understand some of this, especially if you do live in America. So the moment they found out Trump got elected, look at this, bro. I don't know how many pips this is, but since Trump has been in office, the dollar index, not even the dollar, gold, just everything has been at all-time highs. And like, I don't think that they're slowing down, and like, come to find out, Trump is not getting impeached anymore, so on and so forth, whatever. I don't really care about all of that shit, but I should necessarily, but I don't. But anyways, if we can, I'm sure that we'll see some retracement during, Asian and London to the downside, all the way back down here. And I hope that aligns properly, because I am looking for gold buys, right? So, for US 30, I am looking for somewhat of a short. I'll put it at the top of this zone up here. And like, I may actually take this trade. And I'm not even looking for that many pips. I ain't even gonna bullshit. Because like, I don't even know how this moves. I don't even know how to read this, how many pips this is, but we'll look for something like that. It's probably like 200 pips or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So like, if we can catch that on a retracement, understanding what type of trade we're entering is fucking important. If we can catch this on a retracement move, maybe to like this zone right here, right? This little zone again right here. And I just use these 2 candles right here, rally, base, rally. Maybe this is another base right here. So maybe we get another touch, and then actually maybe we can get another drop from this little zone up here before we continue the rally to the upside, So like I said, understanding your trading is actually important. The dollar index, once again, has been at all-time highs, actually not all-time highs. Thought it was, but the way that the dollar's looking, So let's bring this up real quick for those that are new, right? And I'll delete all of these. I'm gonna keep that 2019 January lows or whatever, blah 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 blah. And the way that I like my chart, I like my chart how I like my chart. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, you don't need to watch it, or if it's too much for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask questions, but more than likely, I'm probably not going to answer it because like this is how I like looking at my stuff. But moving on now, we can see that this is 2019 highs, I believe, September, right? So price may make a nice push all the way up here. I'm hoping. Let's just mark this 2019 highs. Make it easy for everyone, especially when we come back to our charts and future reference. That's also what trading is about, making it easy for yourself. I'm currently in an XRP trade. I think I got decent entries. I'm up like 100 pips or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I missed it to the downside, but goddamn, we catching this shit up and like it's just booming. I don't not going over that because I'm not giving y'all no free crypto shit. That should be moving way too fucking much, and like, you know, I'm gonna keep those pips for myself. Papa. Anyways, looking for areas to see what happens right over here. You know, just dollar index is made up of about 58, 57%, you know, round up to 60% of the Euro USD. So, you know, if we are expecting, where was it at? If we are expecting Euro USD buys, right? So just moving over here real quick. If we are expecting Euro USD buys, so like this was my thing from last week, I'm going to move this down because I am still looking for buys. Like my analysis is not changing. What changed is the fact that my trade became invalid. I will say that again, and I will actually put this on Instagram. I forgot what I said. Hold on. My analysis did not change. Fuck, I forgot it. But like, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, my analysis didn't change. Like I said, you know, we got stopped out. It is what it is. But now we can see over here, prices at 2017 levels, right? So these are 2017. You know, we'll call it 2017 support. And it's okay to lose a trade. What's not okay is to lose a trade and be cocky about it and not get out of the trade. Because trust me, I've been there. It's okay to lose a trade. What's not okay is to be cocky about it and fucking not get out of the trade when you know that you're in the wrong or think that you could be. There is nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, once again, trading is you versus you. Stop trying to impress people on IG. Like, I don't care to impress nobody. You know what I mean? Like, chances are, once again, we're never going to meet. And like, you know, my profits, your profits, they don't affect me. You know what I mean? Like, you're not paying my bills and I'm not paying your bills. So, you know, who the fuck cares at the end of the day? As long as we're catching moves similarly and learning from one another, you know, like that's all I care about, literally. You know, I am opening up, FYI, let me transition into something. I am reopening my mentorship. You know, it will be $50 a month. This is why I'm doing, you know, I think you have 2 or 3 more of these webinars before, you know, they will just be going strictly to the family members. So, you know, take advantage of it while the time's hot, while the going is good. And yeah, just like I said, wait for confirmations right here. But if we are expecting the euro to go, if we're expecting dollar to go down, then likewise euro should be going up. Okay, so that is what we're looking for. And I think that I believe I spoke about enough of them. I was actually in EJ buys. I don't know what the fuck happened, but like I said, I'm gonna stick to it. It's still gonna go to the upside. So I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change anything that I'm thinking about. You know, we may actually, I'll put this here. I'll do 2 things. I'll put this here, and I'm gonna draw me a line to see what price does right there. All right. So 2 things. I'm either looking for, you know, and it's okay to miss a trade, right? But like there's no trade for me right here. Like that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like this is on a weekly time frame. But like when I go down to a daily time frame, hopefully you guys can understand what I'm talking about, right? So like because this is a clear move to the downside right here, that's about 125 pips. Price could move to the downside right here about 88 pips or so before bouncing off of this and going, you know, 300 pips to the upside. So like, this is why this webinar, you know, I don't see as many setups as I did see last week. I see a few continuations, but I need about a day or 2 for the market to set up, and then like we'll strike accordingly. You know what I mean? And this XRP trade though, off the top of my head, you know, if I draw this, so you guys, like, once again, I'm not capping and shit. This is why I took the fucking trade just now, a little while ago. My zones have already been marked. I had it marked on my MT4 aligned with this. I don't think it was that big, but if I did it something like that, price wicked all the way down. Did its thing, did its thing. I'll show you what I was looking at on a 5-minute time frame. I actually entered, but like the spreads be super fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So like the spread was like 100 and something. My entry was in 27, like it was 300 or something like that. You know what I mean? So like I'm actually up like 140 pips right now. Yeah, I'm actually up 140 pips, and I'll post that chart. So I'll post the thing when I get there. But yeah, so Forex Fargo checking out. Stay tuned for the webinar that's coming later today. I will end this. Everyone, once again, take care. Blessed weeks. Follow me at South Shore Debt. Follow me on here. Follow the YouTube page as well. Let me just bring that up for you. YouTube Forex Fargo, and then you click subscribe. Right. So I got about 10 videos up there. I'll probably make sure I have about 20 videos up there before I take a break off of uploading stuff. I'll be recording little shit for YouTube or whatever, but like I am working on my own course. And Daquan, if you do see this, Daquan, my fault, bro. If you do see this, for some reason I don't know how to upload the banner that you made me. So it's not that I don't want to use it. I don't know how to upload it, and I'm having trouble. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. But Forex Fargo checking out. Everyone take care. Have a blessed one. Go team Giannis later today. I fucking hate LeBron. I'm out. Holla.